All
inside.
right. Good evening.
Yeah, sure.
Good evening, family. And welcome to another edition of Let's Argue Tonight. Titles were won, dreams were shattered, and fans turned against their own teams. Well, the pressure reached boiling point across Europe and right here in Mzansi. Barcelona, well, what you expect? Champions again of Spain. A quick stat right there. Lamine Yamal has only played 3 seasons, has got 2 La Ligas. Cristiano Ronaldo played 9 seasons and only has 3 La Ligas. Anyway, Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates are refusing to blink. Arsenal, man, if I ever hate watch the match, that was the West Ham match yesterday. At AC Milan, own fans are turning on them. Well, guys, my name's Lebza. Always by the football professors themselves. They are with me right here. One's wearing glasses because the brightness of winning La Liga cannot handle. And then I got Roy. Ivo, let's start with you, dog.
Yeah, sure. Tiwilava Ultra featuring the Mood Engineer, featuring Van Roy this weekend wasn't just football, gentlemen. This was psychological warfare. The pressure at the top and the pressure at the bottom of the tables is changing teams completely. I am in pain. Except Van Roy.
Lebza, just to correct you then, Lamine played 3 seasons with Barcelona and he's got 3 La Liga trophies, 1 more than Ronaldo. But anyway, you know what? Some clubs really looked ready for greatness, while others were destined for greatness, and while others completely collapsed as well. I'm talking about my team as well. Yeah, Neil, the lights got too bright and it was knockout football. Mzansi, this is Let's Argue. Let's get it.
Yep, we start with the Betway Fire. Durban City took on Stellenbosch FC. Well, you know what? These were 2 technically disciplined sides who cancelled each other out. There were no goals, but don't mistake that for a boring game. Yeah, Durban City pressed aggressively in transition, while Stellenbosch controlled possession phases with their usual patient build-up structure that Gavin Hunt has tended to like recently. Thibaut.
Oh, excuse me, gentlemen. Yeah, Steve Barker's Stellenbosch setup was very intelligent in this game. They overloaded the midfield zones and they tried their best to stretch Durban City horizontally. But but Durban defended with incredible compactness. Except Van Roy.
That laugh alone, you know that villain in one of the movies, like the Punisher, like ha 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 ha. Yeah, you got it, bruh. Anyway, the problem for both of these sides was the finishing in the final third. There were too many good positions that was just wasted completely. But defensively, excellent structure from both of these teams.
Oh yes, man of the match for me was the defensive midfield battle. Tactical discipline all over the pitch. Now, we move over to Magesi, welcoming Orlando Pirates, who are never good visitors. They take everything, Tupperware, cutlery, everything. Yeah. They are refusing to go away from a title challenge to Sundowns, 3-0 away from home, professional, ruthless, focused. And Yazin, that goalkeeper, 19 clean sheets this season. A new PSL record. I am sure Tumelung Kune is like, damn it, I wish I was still there. Now he's beating my record. Thibaut.
Yeah, no, listen, that record alone just tells you everything about the Sea Robbers. Jose Rivero, he built something here, but our new coach, he's doing his best to take it to a new level, Pirates defended with compactness in a 4-2-3-1 system and attacked with speed and width. Every transition looked dangerous. If anything, Magesi were lucky only to concede 3 goals.
Yeah. That is very, very true. And if you look at it, Magesi looked overwhelmed by margins. And if you look at another thing, Pirates will always smell weakness. They smelled weakness very, very early, of which Makopa basically bullied defenders physically, while Maswanganyi floated between the lines beautifully. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Lebza.
Oh yeah, man of the match here, definitely Sipho Chain. Records matter because they represent consistency, and he has done that 19 times. And you know, the Betway Premier League doesn't have 38 games like you know, the EPL or something like that. So definitely 19 is quite a lot. And then Mamelodi Sundowns, you know, I don't know sometimes how you feel, guys, because what did we just witness? First of all, 11 goals, the highest scoring PSL game since 1996. And do you know 1996 was the best year of music? Google it, check it. Best music came out that time. 2 hat-tricks in one football match. Absolute madness at But what I want to ask you as you go into it, guys, there's some noise that's coming through here. Anyway, what I want to ask is, Thibaut, before you go into your section and you speak, I want to find out, Thibaut, on your side, if you win 7, but you win 7-4, are you happy? Because basically you won 3-0.
I mean, look, if you're Mamelodi Sundowns, I think you'll be happy that not only did you win the game, but you also scored a head full of goals. Of course, you'll be disappointed that you conceded 4 goals, you know, but at least you still have that extra 3 goals, you know, in your favor in this particular game. And coming into the title run-in, this will definitely count. And if we just jump into this game had 0 defensive control, I think, for both teams. Mamelodi Sundowns, they attacked like a machine, but defensively they were unbelievably open and very vulnerable. And kudos to Siwelele for executing all their opportunities as and when they presented themselves. But Mamelodi Sundowns came out the victors, and they have 3 goals to add to their goal difference, which might come in handy if everything goes down to the wire once everything is said and done.
Yeah, no, it's very, very true. Honestly, Sundowns in my book should celebrate this win, but the coaches won't be happy with the defensive display. You cannot concede 4 goals, okay, at the stage where you win the title race. I think that they could have been more clinical. As much as they were clinical in their attack, they could have brushed up on their defense as well. Lebza.
Thibaut, please put up the log again, because I just want to see something with regards to the goal difference, because Pirates is on 44, Sundowns is on 37. They might have also shot themselves in the foot, because now they at least be on 30, they'd be on 30, let's say 3, do you understand? Or maybe more. What they'd be on 37, on 40 goals actually. They'd be on 40 goals. You understand? If they didn't concede those 3 goals, you see, they'd be on 40 goal difference, while Pirates is on 44, making it a close affair. But them conceding 3, it really ruined them, because then now Pirates obviously, let's say, wins the next game. It means then Pirates will be on 68 points, but then they'll be on top because of goal difference. You see? And then obviously Kaizer Chiefs wins, the whole country gets happy. Anyway, let's get in this game then with Sundowns. But offensively, wow, man, the movement was devastating. The overloads in the wide areas completely destroyed Siwelele's defensive shape. Sundowns finished with wave after wave of attack and over 20 shots in this match. Was it like basketball match? Man, there was a lot of shots.
Yeah, listen, their pressing after losing possession was also excellent. They suffocated Siwelele for long spells, but again, they'll be very disappointed, you know, with their defensive compactness, because a club like Mamelodi Sundowns, it's very unusual for them to concede so many goals.
Yeah, and guess what? The man of the match is very impossible to pick in a game like this one, where there is more than 10 goals. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. But attacking unit as a whole was frightening. I think, the man of the match is going to be difficult to give.
Should we be worried about our goalkeeper for the national team going to Mexico, USA for the World Cup and conceding so much? Should we be worried, guys? Should we maybe take Batman also on the team, because then at least he keeps the clean sheets? Or Chain, is Sipho Chain South African?
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah,
know my friend.
yeah, no, look, the more quality, the better. You know, in terms of our prospects at the World Cup showpiece, I think the more quality we have in each position, the better I think the team will perform.
All right, let's go quickly, guys, on these Betway Premiership results. First of all, we're going to talk Galaxy 1-1 versus Chippa United. TS Galaxy's season is fading badly, losing in that cup final. Now 13 matches without a win now. Thibaut.
Yeah, and listen, the confidence is visibly gone. The attacking structure, it lacks conviction. Something needs to give.
Yeah, and if you also look at Victor Letualo, he rescued them. He basically rescued them with that penalty. And what Chippa United on the other end actually looked more dangerous in open play.
Oh, yeah, speaking about danger, next match had no danger. Albert College needed survival point. Amazulu needed top four security. They both left frustrated. Thibaut.
Yeah, no, listen, Amazulu dominated the possession, nearly 60% of it, but the decision making in the final third was poor and it made for a very boring game that had no goals, gentlemen.
Yeah, that was really disappointing. Aubert they defended like a team. I'm so used to them losing, but anyway, they defended like a
No,
team
no, no.
fighting.
You're used to Liverpool losing.
Now blaming it on some lowly orbit here.
I'm actually glad he said that because his team joined me. But anyway, we're not there right now. Aubert defended like a team that is fighting for their lives. Every block and every tackle, it meant something to them. Just that at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it ended 1 point apiece.
You know what? Kaiser Chiefs have had a bad away season anytime they play away, but this time Sekhukhune welcome if can breathe again. Cup qualification has been secured, gentlemen. Third place secured, and honestly, this may have been their most mature performance of the season. Thibaut.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt, Kaiser Chiefs coach got his substitutions absolutely spot on. You know, Tariq Morris changed the physicality up front immediately when he got onto the pitch, and you know, in a tight game like this, you know, sometimes you just need to try and be direct and maybe approach the game, you know, as vertically as possible. And listen, they were spot on with this. You know, we haven't seen this type of number 9 up top for Kaiser Chiefs since Nkosi 19 Tleko. Kudlu.
Yeah, but you know what, Glodili Lepo, he gave a spectacular performance. That man was like everywhere. He was running, he was pressing, he was creating chances, drawing in fouls. He completely changed the game for me. Lebza.
No, he definitely did. You're correct there, Roy. But Mfundo Velagazi also, you know, not a but an and, you know, showing composure from the penalty spot. And also, it tells you how much confidence is growing inside this Chief squad, especially on a youngster like Vilagazi, who's willing to step up in a match like this. Because imagine he missed it, and then Sekhukhune came back. It would have really hurt him. So really glad that he's feeling confident. Hopefully next season we see a much more mature him, a much more fitter, stronger him. So hopefully he's going to spend his days in the gym coming this off season, since he's going to be watching the World Cup like us. Anyway, we go to the Serie A. In Serie A, ladies and gentlemen, Inter Milan have already won the league, so I don't know why they are still hurting other children's feelings, because Lazio could have used the 3 points. Inter Milan continue their victory parade, 3-0 away from home. Ruthless championship mentality, Thibaut.
Yeah, no, listen, even with the title already secured, the intensity, it remained high. And I think Christian Kivu is looking for a strong finish heading into what is next season will hopefully be a better season for Inter Milan, maybe where they can even challenge for top honors in the Champions League.
Yeah, look, Lazio's empty stadium, basically, that atmosphere summed up everything for them for this season. They had no energy and no belief. And Inter, on the other end, dominated possession, controlled the midfield, and they also punished every mistake that they made.
Oh, yeah. And then AC Milan continue their losing tour as opposed to Inter's winning parade. 3-2, they lost at home to Atalanta. The San Siro turned toxic. And you know how it is, guys. Football fans, and especially, what do they call them? The ultras, right, Timo?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ultras.
Do not take losing lightly. You understand? Yeah. So boos raining down from the stands. And honestly, I understand them. You cannot be AC Milan and you are struggling so much. Thibaut.
Yeah, no, listen, Atalanta tactically, I think, were brilliant. You know, they scored 3 goals without reply in the first half. Gasperini aggressive pressing completely overwhelmed the Milan side, I think, in the first hour. Milan did all they could to try and claw their way back. But I think since they lost Luka Modric, the Luka Modric signing, I think, was papering over the cracks. Because ever since then, it seems like they're coming out at the seams. It seems like everything that Max Allegri is trying is actually not working. For whatever reason, the team is regressing, and they'll be disappointed with their last 5 games, because if they continue in this vein, they'll find themselves out of contention for UEFA Champions League qualification or even the Europa League.
Yeah, look, I don't know about you guys, but Milan was broken mentally. They were totally ripped apart. I think Ederson controlled the midfield. Zappacosta destroyed spaces down the flank. And when Raspadori actually made it 3-0, that was nails in the coffin. The stadium exploded with anger and disappointment.
Yeah, man, they can be angry though, because late goals from Pavlovic and Nkunku just made the scoreline look respectable, but the respect was already lost by the fans when Atalanta got to 3. The performance was poor. Man of the match, definitely the midfield maestro, Ederson. And then we go to Parma. Parma took on Roma, but Roma decided to take everything, even the Parmesan cheese, back to Roma. This was pure Serie A drama. 104 minutes, late goals, chaos, emotion. You know what? Roma looked dead, guys. Then suddenly, boom, they're awake again. Can't write them off, right?
I know, definitely, but I think we really also need to give the praise to Gianpiero Gasperini, because this Roma side, for the most part of this season, they look comfortable in the Champions League position, even though they were participating in the Europa League. And in this game, Roma kept pushing forward even after Parma took the lead. And I think whoever the sporting director or whoever's idea was to sign Daniel Malen, that was a masterstroke, because since he showed up in January, he has scored 13 goals for Roma in the Serie A.
It's true. And it proves that Daniel Malen does not crack under the pressure. And that 101st minute penalty, it was a huge penalty. It changed everything. But yeah, big shout out to Daniel Malen.
No, it's definitely a huge personality, that one. And we want to see him next year, or maybe a better team can buy him. There are teams that are currently performing badly, like Madrid. They might use a Daniel Malen since, but we'll find out later. PSG, the team that sold Mbappe and started winning, is winning. PSG won 1-0 versus Brest in Ligue 1. PSG are almost champions again, but who doubted them? Anyway, the scary thing is Luis Enrique rested 9 players. How bad is the league when you can rest 9 players and still come away with a win? Aye, league is not great. Because look here, look at the goal difference here. You know what? When you go Paris Saint-Germain, 44. Then once you get to Lens, look at that. That's like 20. I mean, no, not 20, but like 15, for example. Goals lower than number 1. Then once we go to number 3, they haven't even reached 20. How bad is this? And then look at number 18, minus 44 goal difference. So definitely PSG would do well if they were to be moved to La Liga or moved to EPL, just so that they can have a nice challenge on a daily basis. Like, really, you can't have such a gap. Like, this is a definite telling gap. Obviously the points do say something, but if you look at every club, from Lens downwards, they are all competing because Lens is on 67. What's the LOSC, Thibaut?
Lyon. It's Lyon.
Lost Lille.
Yeah, sorry, it's Lille.
Oh, it's Lille. 61,
Yeah.
and then Olympique Lyon, then they are on like 60. Do you see how competitive it is between number 2 and number 6? But then between number 1 and the rest underneath, like it's not, man, competitive. That's why they can afford to lose. But anyway, PSG are almost champions. I said they rested 9 players and they still won. Thibaut?
Yeah, no, listen, the squad depth is something, to marvel at. And I think this is all because of Luis Enrique. When he showed up at the club, he gave the board of directors and the owners of the club a clear mandate, which was, to change the culture and the philosophy of the club, to move away from superstar signings and build from the bottom up. The squad average in this club, I think, is 26 years old, and PSG, you know what, from goalkeeper up until the number 9, they have quality in every single position, and it shows when you look at the log. It shows when you watch them compete in Ligue 1. It shows when you watch them compete in the Champions League.
Yeah, and if you also look at this guy, Desire Doué, he came off the bench and changed the game instantly within a flash and a blink of an eye. The movement of this boy, the composure, the confidence, it was all just masterclass, world class. I just have a question for you guys, based on the depth of this PSG team. From which country does most of these players come from?
France.
Do you guys already see who has the bigger chance or upper hand in the World Cup?
No. Look, France remains one of the most dangerous teams from an international perspective because all of their players are playing for big teams, and all of their players that are going to make, let's say, their first 11 are people that are used to the pressure. Imagine like your Tchouameni, what's the other one in Madrid also, Camavinga, do you understand? Then you've got people in the EPL, do you understand? They like what's the one in your team? What's the one?
William Saliba.
The Saliba in Arsenal. In your team is Etikite. Is he French?
Yeah, it's Ekitike, but he's out of the World Cup because of ACL injuries.
Because Liverpool hurt him. Hey, man, Liverpool ending people's dreams. But anyway, I do think France has a chance, and France will be challenged by Argentina, will be challenged by Spain, will be challenged by Portugal, and also Colombia is always there. I don't know about Germany, but because maybe unless they let Company coach, because Company seems to know how to get the Germans to play well. But it's going to be something to see. Thibaut, I don't know, on your side?
Yeah, well, when I look at the PSG first 11, man, there's a lot of internationals in there, So if you know what the discussion is based on their squad depth, then they do have young French talent, that can come off the bench and do something, But without a shadow of a doubt, France are a major threat, and I think to everyone, because across all the top 5 leagues, you're definitely going to find a France international who's definitely knocking on the door of the first team. I mean, the squad depth, I think in the French national team, you can maybe make 4 or 5 different squads, and those squads can go on and compete for top honors in almost every competition.
Yeah,
nice. All right, look, Lens took on Nantes, or in French, maybe the T is silent. Champions League qualification was secured for Lens. Nantes, obviously, now they go back to wherever they usually play, relegated. Football can be beautiful, but for Nantes, it could be cruel at the same time in the same night. Thibaut?
Yeah, no, listen, Lens pressed with incredible aggression. Their front foot football suffocated Nantes, and they did everything, I think, in their power to ensure the Champions League qualification, and that they finished the season on a high. I think credit also must be given to Lens, because there was a moment in time during this season or during this campaign where it really looked like they were going to go blow for blow against PSG, and I think they did the very best that they could under the circumstances.
Yeah, Bo.
Oh,
Roy?
yeah. And we also saw Toulouse faced off Olympic Lyon. Toulouse won they won that match 2-1 at home. Toulouse basically played to win. Lyon's defense cost them everything yet again. Yet again. But every time they approach the Champions League spots, it's like, I don't know, they lose concentration. They have fear creeping in. They don't want to make mistakes. This one doesn't want to do this. That one doesn't want to do that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it cost them.
Oh yeah, we go to the Liga Stars in La Liga. Oh yeah. You know, since it was Mother's Day yesterday, I tried. My wife and I tried to watch something normal instead of football, but then I couldn't stop. I had to watch West Ham, because then I had to see if West Ham disappointed me at the end, and I was disappointed. But Kaizer Chiefs was winning. So, but I was like, I even said to my wife, I'd rather have Kaizer Chiefs lose than West Ham win. That's how much I was willing to sacrifice happiness, And then Barcelona also, I fell asleep on the sofa and woke up when it was 1-0 just before Ferran Torres scored the other one. Obviously, for me, it wasn't an exciting match. We already won the league, but it's always great to just, kick a man while he's down. The champions of Spain! Barcelona officially La Liga champions for the 29th time. Don't ask how many times Real Madrid won it. They've rigged it 49 times. So imagine that huge gap. And they beat Real Madrid to do it. I think this was actually even sweeter. The fact that we just beat you and now we are champions. It was like a cup final for us. At Camp Nou, under the lights, pure poetry.
Yeah, Hansi Flick deserves enormous credit. You know what, ne? Barcelona pressed aggressively. They controlled the possession and attacked Madrid's defensive spaces relentlessly. As much as it pains me to say, I was very glad to see the combination play between Dani Olmo and Ferran Torres, because once upon a time I told the gentleman in this lovely podcast, that this is the direction that Barcelona need to go in, But with that being said, kudos to Barcelona. They did everything they could to ensure that they come out on top, that they come out as champions.
Yeah, and if you look at Marcus Rashford and Ferran Torres, they were sensational. They played exceptional football. But let's talk about your favorite, beloved Real Madrid. They were flat like a cold drink that had no gas. They were passive. Yeah, there was no intensity, and this looked like a team that was emotionally finished. I think it's because of all the UFC fights in the locker room, but yeah, they were done.
Oh yes, Dani Olmo controlled the game beautifully between the lines. We hope, Thibaut, I know you like Dani Olmo. I like Dani Olmo, but I just don't like his inconsistency, bruh. He's just inconsistent. You see, today he's going to be amazing. Then tomorrow we play Atletico in the Champions League. And low. Pedri, the best midfielder in the world. Because I don't see, where's number 5 of Real Madrid? He's not winning the league. Oh, man, damn. And where's Vitinha? He's winning the league on. So he rests during the week and only plays Champions League football. What a player. Come on. This guy plays against Real Madrid every time. Look at him. Maestro dictating the rhythm. And Barcelona never looked nervous. And you thought we were a one-man team. Where's Lamine? Don't worry, we got Pedri. With Pedri, you guys never touched
Yeah, man, you're making a lot of noise about a guy who doesn't have a single Champions League. He'll be remembered for being part of a Barcelona team that has gone 11 years without even challenging for a Champions League. Tell us something.
Roy, you see,
Yep.
you can see that Thibaut is a definite Pirate supporter. Once you start mentioning facts like Pedri is doing amazing stuff, Pirate supporters start saying, we have a star. We have a star. We have a star. You're the
deflection.
star team. Don't tell us you're the star.
You know what?
Because for Real Madrid, the star is your Champions Leagues. And I told you the history. Wait, Roy, I sent you
Let
the history.
Lebza finish.
Pedri
Let
is
Lebza
not
finish.
in the world. There's Vitinha ahead of him. You
But
know what?
Vitinha
Pedri is not the
doesn't
best.
play
Pedri may be
against.
the best midfielder in La Liga, but Pedri
Look.
has never been the best midfielder in the world. Now,
Look.
just because he's your favorite doesn't necessarily mean that what you're saying is true or is correct. The facts are there for everyone to see.
No,
Deflection.
I'm saying to you, Vitinha plays against Lens and Lyon and Marseille every weekend.
Vitinha came to the Camp Nou and they took Pedri off. Vitinha came to the Camp Nou and they took Pedri off because Vitinha was mopping the floor with Pedri. It was bad. They didn't even allow Pedri to finish
Just
the
take
game.
the loss, bruh. Take the loss
see-
and say 15 times.
Tell me something I don't know. Tell me something
Look,
I don't
you
know.
see what the issue is?
Camp Nou.
You guys,
Don't tell us
you-
about,
you-
don't
you-
tell us
you
about
guys-
move on. Vitinha came to the Camp Nou and he mopped the floor with the so-called best
During-
midfielder, your Pedri.
during the group stage. Do you remember? Group stage.
You haven't even made it to the final. It doesn't make a difference.
Look,
You haven't made it to the final in 15 years. So whether you lost in the league phase or you lost in the knockout, it's still you haven't. Your Pedri was there when Messi promised all the Barcelona fans that the Champions League will one day come back to the 11 years. 11 years.
Oksala, you also lost. You didn't make it to the final. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
same
fine.
thing, brother.
No,
Same purpose, same stew.
Roy, for me, the
It's
only
not the
thing
same thing.
I have to say to him is, first of all, Vitinha plays against Lens, Lyon, and whatnot. He gets to rest during weekends.
And gets to the Champions
Wait,
League and
wait.
dominates.
Wait, Pedri plays against Madrid. Do you understand? Pedri plays against those type of teams. And then secondly, another thing is that Barcelona was not good at the beginning of the season. They even lost against you. And you guys thought you had already won the league after beating Barcelona. Do you remember? When we came
And this is why he's
even
the best
Chelsea
midfielder.
beat us.
He's
Wait,
the
even
best in
Chelsea
La Liga.
beat us.
Not in the
Chelsea
world.
beat us.
He's the best in La Liga, not in the world.
Even
Let's just
Chelsea
make it-
beat
there's
us.
nothing- Oh, listen, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging Pedri's impact and his. There's nothing wrong, but he's not the best in the world, bro.
Well, you'll see in the World Cup.
that's
You'll see in the World Cup.
misconception right there. You're getting excited because you just won La Liga.
No, you'll see in the World Cup. I'll leave it there. You'll see in the World Cup. We'll also see your Sbusiso Peng. What is his name? We'll also see
Jamlani
him.
Peng!
We will
Jamlani
see-
Peng!
We'll also see him. So look, we'll look at
Peng.
Vitinha, we'll look at Pedri, we'll look at Jabulani Peng and see who does the best. Okay. And then we'll look at your Tembele and look at my Lamine Yamal. Okay. And then we'll check there. And
My
and then-
Dembele. So it's my Dembele. My man. Dembele left Barcelona, moved on to PSG, and won everything. Just because you guys didn't treat him well at the Camp Nou doesn't now make him my Dembele. And me, when I give props to Dembele, it's because of what he has done. I'm not
Wait.
basing it on
Dembele.
some jealous or some ill will. You know,
it's not like
this
you
is-
see him playing against Lens every weekend.
But I see him in the Champions League, and the Champions League is the most important one. And that is
Because
all.
Madrid have won 15. Anyway,
Just
guys.
take your
we need to
Dembele,
go.
bruh.
Hi, okay, guys, let's do these ones quickly. People are eating dinner and they want to eat and stop arguing. Now they're probably arguing with their wives. We apologize, guys. Let's get it. Atletico Madrid, Celta Vigo. Atletico Madrid, man, they've given up on La Liga long time ago. And I'm afraid they might end up having to give up on Champions League football. But anyway, Celta Vigo, 1. Atletico Madrid, 0. Their problems continue and questions around Diogo Simeone are growing louder. But who do you get to replace him? Thibaut, Atletico.
Yeah, you know what? To answer you, Lebza, who do you replace him? I think you replace him with Fernando Torres. Because Fernando Torres is already a coach in the youth setup for Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid had all the possession in the game, but there was very little creativity. I think they're still hungover from getting knocked out by Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Borja Iglesias, ne, that chip over Oblak was outrageous, and that was a moment of brilliance. It was a moment of genius. It was pure genius, and it was absolute cinema.
Oh yeah. Then Osasuna visited Levante, but hey, Levante didn't give away nothing. They had their cutlery on a string. They couldn't steal it. They used paper plates. You couldn't steal nothing. No China. One of the comebacks of the week, the 11 minutes. Then Levante exploded.
Oh yeah, no, listen, they finished with 67% possession and 35 shots, gentlemen. That's right. 35 shots. That's relentless attacking football. Something I don't think anyone would have expected or anticipated from Levante of all sides.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we jump straight into the Premier League. Yep. We jumped straight into the Premier League. Manchester City needed to win, and Brentford said, don't worry, we'll come to the Etihad and we'll leave 3 goals and we'll leave 3 points. Man City responded like champions after the Everton scare, disappointment, or just debacle. They decided to crush Brentford. Thibaut?
Yeah, no, listen, Pep Guardiola simplified the setup. There was faster circulation in the middle of the pitch and up front, and there was a more direct and vertical passing. 3 points, 3 goals, clean sheet. That's everything you need and want.
Yeah, and also Jeremy Doku was sensational. He was on fire. Every time he runs at defenders, chaos happens.
You know what, Jeremy Doku, I'm really liking the fact that he's on form now. The World Cup is looking very great then for him. If he can find a Belgium side that is also warm, maybe some other players are also on form like him, who like Leandro Trossard, isn't he also Belgian? Hey? So you see, if he finds a Trossard also in that form, and maybe De Bruyne comes back and maybe just, finds a gear somewhere to spray those passes to De Bruyne on the width, to Doku on the width, and then Doku does his magic and Trossard can finish. So let's see. So I'm really liking to see form at this moment, because then they'll definitely finish strong. West Ham disappointed me yesterday. I was a West Ham supporter yesterday. I was a hammer time. But Arsenal are closing in, man. One hand on the Premier League trophy, and that Trossard, don't like him no more, man, with another massive goal. Like, really. Because now, if we are on 74 points, it's really going to be hard to catch up with regards to Arsenal. Even if we win the next game, we are on 77. We still need 2 more points. We need Arsenal to drop in. Thibaut?
Yeah, no, listen, David Raya, you know what, he deserves credit for the great work that he did in this game. There was some dubious officiating, of course, to ensure that the Gunners got over the line in this game in particular. But those saves, they really kept Arsenal alive and kept their title hopes, I think, intact.
Yeah, also Mikel Arteta deserves credit as he has transformed this team mentally. Previous Arsenal sides would have dropped points right there.
No, you're right. Look, what I really definitely do want to give Arteta a round of applause for is for his he's active, guys. He was coaching. There was a time my wife asked while we were watching, why is this coach nearly in the field? Because he was even out of his area, right on the touchline. He's not a passive. Yeah, he's not a passive coach that's just sitting there and saying, I've put a plan. Let it work. And it helped that he was pushing his team in that way. Like a Diego Simeone, but with the English pronunciation. And then Roy's favorite team versus the world champions. A frustrating afternoon at Anfield. I don't know for who, but someone was frustrated because Liverpool did rightly. And then, like Mary J. Blige, they started going down. Thibaut?
Yeah, no, listen, Ryan Gravenberg's opener was absolutely outstanding from a technical standpoint, but Chelsea, they gradually took control with regards to the physicality of the game. I think a point shared, is a fair result for both teams who have been, I think, punching well under their weight in this particular campaign.
Yeah, no, look, it was a cuck result. It was a cuck game for me. But yeah, Ryan Gravenberch actually played very, very well. And that youngster Rio, I kept on saying put his boy in, and they still took him off. But anyway, Enzo Fernandez, he stepped up with when Chelsea basically leadership the most. It was beautiful what he did. Still, both teams leave disappointed.
You know what? For me, all I'm thinking is that coach Liam Mugwantiwa
Rosina.
Rosina. Like, you benched this guy the whole time, and now he's the one that actually was going to save his job. And he decided to actually have a beef with the person who was going to save his job. But anyway, we go to Sunderland, who took on Manchester United, who keep blowing hot and cold. They basically right here. Simple as that. Manchester United are not back to winning ways. They are just Manchester United.
Yeah, no, listen, Sene Lemons, listen, was exceptional in goal. Without him, I think Man United would have lost this game without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, Neil. So
then we go to Burnley there, right?
Burnley faced Aston Villa. Burnley played at home. The match ended in a 2-2 draw. Villa bottled it yet again, a huge opportunity to actually move above Liverpool against an already relegated side. I think Burnley is fighting to prove a point to say, you know what, I'm not dead yet. It's not over yet. And that cannot happen. If you want Champions League football, you have to fight with everything you got.
You know what? What I'm happy about is that Crystal Palace is Arsenal's last game. Crystal Palace are currently on form. The games that they've been playing in the Conference League have really shown some maturity. But we've also then got Aston Villa as the last game, and up next is Crystal Palace. So what I'm wishing for Arsenal might also just happen to us. So let me not overwish. All right, guys, a quick flop prop quickly. Liverpool and Chelsea. That's one of the flops right there. A draw that helps nobody. Thibaut, who do you put in the head?
Oh shit! Yeah, listen. Fuck Real Madrid. I think our season has ended quietly, taking into account everything that happened at the Camp Nou. But if we're just being honest, I think the season ended much longer than yesterday in the Clasico. So definitely Real Madrid are in the mix.
Yeah, it hurts. But anyway, I'm throwing into the head AC Milan. When your fans boo you off the pitch, Ned, at the San Siro, that basically means that look, we've lost everything. The pressure is real. Now the fans are turning their back on us. We are not playing the way that we should. So yeah, I'm throwing AC Milan in there. So Lebza, who's your flop of the week?
No, I'm changing mine to yours, bro. Yeah, when you are booed by your own fans, that must like be a flop. Thibaut?
Without a shadow of a doubt, Los Blancos are the flop of the week, the flop of the season. Listen, just a flop, you know what, for the foreseeable future until trophies start coming or start rolling into the Santiago Bernabeu.
Yeah, I'm sticking with AC Milan. I'm sticking with AC Milan.
Sorry, what was that?
No, I was saying, but at least you've got 15 Champions Leagues.
Yes, it's 15.
Yeah, that's all.
I have 15 Champions Leagues. That's almost triple what Barcelona have. I have 36 La Ligas. I even have a Europa League. Barcelona were in the Europa League 2 years ago. They didn't even fucking get to a final of a Europa League. Man, I'm the man. I'm the man to beat. I'm the man to beat. No matter what happens, I'm still the man to beat. Hey, I don't care what you two are saying. You've been losing the whole season. Hey, I don't care, man. When I'm Liverpool, you've been losing the whole season. When I'm Barcelona, man, you're 11 years without even winning a Champions League. I'm still the man.
Say one thing, whatever consoles you and makes you sleep at night, do that, bruh. 15.
Well, you know what? Let's get to the props, the teams that are really doing well or players that are doing well. I'd like to throw in, obviously, my team. Statement was made. Champions of Spain. We could be in the Champions League if there wasn't an issue with Atletico Madrid. Anyway, Thibaut?
Listen, Arsenal, they're getting closer and closer to ending a 22-year wait without winning the English Premier League. They're definitely in the mix for the prop of the week.
Yeah, near Kaiser Chiefs as well. CAF Confederation Cup football is secured. It's a big step forward. Lebza, who do you give your prop of the week to?
No, I give to Barcelona for closing it nicely. I didn't expect us to win because some of our players are out, but I just expected a nice, simple game draw, but they gave us a beautiful win. So Barca get my prop for the week.
And you, Thibaut?
You know what? Nah, I'm not gonna stick to the script. My prop of the week is that assist from Dani Olmo. That was just magic right there. You know what? Nah? And in a game like that, to pull off something like that tells you everything about the play.
Yeah, Nia. I'm giving my prop of the week to Kaiser Chiefs. The homeboys actually secured football on a bigger stage. So yeah, my prop of the week is Kaiser Chiefs. Guys, before we actually close off the show, I just want to say this. I want to give a big shout out to Anthony Manzano. He's one of our top fans. He actually commented last week, and we sorry, dog. I'm really sorry that I missed your comment. But yeah, big shout out to you, my friend.
All right. Football is pressure. Football is legacy. It is emotion. And right now, across the world, history is being written. Thibaut.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for another great show, gentlemen. I'm in pain as everyone can see, ne? But things will be okay eventually. I don't know when. If your team lost this weekend and you are in pain just like me, don't worry, ne? Better days are coming.
15.
My team West Ham lost. My team West Ham lost. That was my team this weekend. Roy, any last words from you?
Yeah, Zansi, this has been Let's Argue. Join us again on Friday and be safe and enjoy.
Oh yeah, and it's Lebza here. See you on Friday, and don't forget, watch this football. So when you join us, we can argue together. Viva los blancos!
Sorry, Thibaut.